Let's talk about the right people. Let's start at the top this time. Who are the right people at the top? Well, just because you have a terrific finance person who really understands finance, is this the right person to lead your shared services center? I don't think so. Not unless this person is also an outstanding general manager, not unless this person is an outstanding individual who understands what it takes to run a service business. When we're talking about shared services leaders, and I spend a lot of my time talking to people who pretend they run shared services, the number one issue that comes up is that headhunters get called in usually at the third phase of failure of shared services. In the first place, a wonderful person to do these projects is somebody who really understands a company and really understands the finance function and how it works in the company. Wonderful for running a project. On the other hand, running a shared service center, remember, it's about running a service business, understanding what it takes to deliver services at a cost and quality and timeliness that's competitive, and understanding how to motivate a large-scale organization of anything from 50 to 500 or 1,000 or 2,000 people. Is that your best finance guy? I don't think so. Now, if as a leader you understand how to spell finance and can do the sums, that is absolutely terrific. But in essence, it's about motivating a service company. That is what you're doing when you're running a shared services center. So don't just put your best accountant in charge unless you know that your best accountant is also a great general manager of a service business. What about the other people that work in this service business? Well, if you worked in the back office, finance function or HR function for many, many years, and have always known what you thought your customers needed, and you attempt to deliver things the same way as before, you're setting yourself up for failure. Understand, of course, what the products are, what it is you need to deliver, what people really value, and deliver just that. And deliver it with the right attitude and the right behavior. As we said in our earlier piece, setting up shared services, processes, and systems is, a 6-week job, or if you're really complicated, a 6-month job, right? But changing attitudes and behaviors is not a 6-week job. I've never ever seen a single shared services unit that attempts to use many of the same people that were previously members of the functions that are now in shared services, that has been able to change attitudes and behaviors to a service-mindedness that is appropriate for shared services in under 2 years. So make no promises. If you're going to keep most of your people who were there before, make sure you give yourself plenty of time to change behaviors and attitudes, to turn this into a service business. Make sure too that you give yourself plenty of financial backing to make sure that you can also outplace people who absolutely will not fit into this environment over a long period of time. By all means put in training, but remember just one thing: skills and knowledge comes with experience and time and learning. Attitudes and particularly behaviors are inherent to the individual. And so don't attempt to change the impossible, do something different about it. If you really feel you don't have the right people in place, go to another location where you can rebuild from scratch. Take the hit, painful as it is, do it. Otherwise, you will never build a shared services center that has the right people in place to deliver in a service-minded manner. While we're on the subject of location, who decides where you go to? Where's the ideal place to go to? Well, I can tell you, certainly not corporate headquarters. Why is that? Well, because everybody who's not in corporate headquarters immediately believes that what you're doing is really a corporate initiative. It's a centralization. It's nothing to do about delivering services that you really need and value. Okay? So headquarters tend to make rather poor shared services center location. Go to what they say a brownfield site or an existing site for your company. Well, of course, most people instantly think that the guys who are on site will get the best service and everybody else will not. So think about independent locations for shared services. Consult your favorite local development organizations. And this is not just to do with, as the consultants say, leveraging cost, cost arbitrage or whatever else fancy words they put to it. This is not just about that. It's about finding the right people who can deliver the right level of service. So are some other aspects of shared services.